What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the NBA 2020 NBA mock draft. I'm just going to be doing the first 10 picks, and I'm going to be talking about why they will be a good fit for that team and then why they should be selected around that part overall. Hopefully you guys enjoy. So going into this year, 2020 NBA mock draft, this is considering none of the teams will obviously trade down and will keep their pick and draft someone. Because, for example, for the Timberwolves, they were saying they probably won't, like, even though they have a chance to draft like Anthony Edwards, they might just draft some. They might just trade down and then try to get some other veteran. And this is also like this year's draft, like the first overall pick, unlike last year, where it was like clear it was Zion, and when like in 2003 it was clear that it was LeBron. This year it's like not really clear. It could really be could really be anyone, but it's also going to be mostly how they fit into the team for this year. That's why yeah. That's why I do think that Anthony Edwards will go number one overall if the T-Wolves do keep their pick. Anthony Edwards is a good for the Minnesota Timberwolves because during the trade deadline, the Timberwolves were able to trade with the Warriors for D'Angelo Russell. Now they don't have Andrew Wiggins anymore, so a player like Anthony Edwards, who plays shooting guard, will make sense for them to draft. If Anthony Edwards does really well and develops with Cat and D'Angelo Russell, there will be a young team that could potentially be a top team in the future. Obviously, I don't know, Devin Booker, some people were saying, could be like the person that will be here for the big three with Cat, D'Lo, with Cat and D'Lo, but I don't know. I don't really see that happening too much, but maybe that could happen. I just don't think it will, but maybe it could. So looking into the Golden State Warriors here, I already did create a video before on the Golden State Warriors future, so if you do want to check that out, the link will be in the description down below. So anyways, the Golden State Warriors do obviously have the second overall pick in the NBA draft, so they have a good chance to draft James Wiseman, as I said in the video that I did link down below in the description. So James Wiseman is a 7'1" center. Obviously, Curry and Clay will be back for next season. Some people were saying that they were going to create a big three with Clay, Curry, and Giannis. However, I think that is extremely unlikely to happen. This is because unless Giannis takes like a maximum like $30 million contract, which the Warriors might not even be able to give him, since Andrew Wiggins is on a $30 million contract. Because I hear people saying, oh yeah, then how come they could like have KD? Yeah, that's why D'Lo was on the team. And then obviously D'Lo was traded for a few players, and Andrew Wiggins. And Andrew Wiggins is already on a $30 million contract, so they won't be able to give Giannis like a super max, like nowhere near that. Because of this, they should get James Wiseman instead. In this year's draft, he easily is the most physically impressive like player in the draft. Especially with the two greatest shooters in NBA history on his team. Well, arguably Curry, definitely Clay. That can be argued, I think, but I think they're both of the two greatest shooters ever. I don't know. It could be someone else though, but that's just my opinion. Especially with the two greatest shooters in NBA history on his team, he can improve his three-point percentage. He can also concentrate on attacking the paint and anchoring the defense alongside Draymond Green when he's with the Warriors. So looking into here for the Charlotte Hornets, who do have the third overall pick, I think that's a great chance to draft Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin is probably the most prepared player for the NBA in this draft, because he went to college for 2 years. Also, he looks like he's NBA ready. The Hornets do have Cody Zeller and Bismack Biyombo, but they still need a power forward center since they already drafted a small forward the last 2 years. They also have a few guards, like Devontae Graham and a few others as well. Um, Anyways, Obi Toppin is a bit undersized for power forward, but he would be a really good addition for the Charlotte Hornets. This would also allow them to have a brighter future because they have a few developing players, and he can be another developing player for them, so they could possibly be a contender in the future, even though I think that is pretty unlikely. So for the Chicago Bulls, obviously probably one of the most, well, not necessarily hyped up prospects, but like many people have been following this kid since his Chino Hills days, obviously. This is LaMelo Ball. Obviously, you guys probably already know him, but LaMelo Ball is a 6'8" point guard. The Chicago Bulls drafted Kobe White in the 2019 NBA draft. Now they still need a point guard, and they have been trying to get a good point guard since ever since Derrick Rose got injured and left. LaMelo Ball is really good on the offensive end. LaMelo Ball is definitely the most popular player in the draft. He hasn't even played. He hasn't been drafted yet into the NBA, but already has 5.8 million followers on Instagram. Just for reference, that is more than Zion Williamson, who is the most hyped up prospect since LeBron James. The Bulls already have a lot of young talent, and if LaMelo Ball becomes the player he can be, and the Bulls can have a top player in the league, maybe on the team, and definitely re-sign Zach LaVine, I think they could really be a potential championship contender in the future. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, sorry, I might be mispronouncing this name, but Deni Avdija. The Cleveland Cavaliers currently need a forward on their team. They do have a bunch of centers and power forwards, and a decent amount of guards, and currently they need a small forward. This is why I think they should draft him. He is a 6'9" small forward. The Cavs also are currently rebuilding. They want someone that is talented and that is good on the offensive end, since the Cavs aren't a great offensive team at all. Anyways, looking into the Atlanta Hawks, obviously one of the teams with, well, I think it has one of the brightest futures. But anyways, the Atlanta Hawks do have a lot of young talent. They do have Clint Capella, and they might be better off possibly getting a forward, but they have young talent at that position as well, and for the guard position as well, including Trae Young, one of the best rising stars, who already was an all-star in his rookie year. And then he's going to be going in his third year next season. So why I think this is why I think they should draft Onyeka Okongwu. Onyeka may not be the best shooter from three, but his jump shot isn't bad at all. He is a decent post player, even though he may be a bit undersized for a power forward center. He is pretty good on defense and is quite athletic. Yeah. So Detroit Pistons, actually this player I don't know, he might not actually go this down. I think he'll probably be drafted even higher, but this is just my personal opinion. Killian Hayes, for the Pistons, it may possibly be better to draft a small forward in Okoro, but I personally think Killian Hayes. Sorry guys, I really don't know how to pronounce these names. Is a way better pick because he is a top player in the draft, and I should have maybe even put him higher, but this is just my personal opinion. Killian Hayes will probably not be on the board for this long, but if he is, he would be a perfect fit for the Pistons. This is because he can learn from his teammates, Derrick Rose and Blake Griffin, and others as well. He is also a really good offensive player and decent defensive player. Not great, but he's decent. While being pretty athletic, maybe not like as athletic as some point guards in the NBA, maybe even less athletic than an average one for a point guard, but he still is athletic. So the New York Knicks, the number 8 overall pick, Isaac Okoro, if I'm not wrong. The Knicks are currently rebuilding. The Knicks do have some young talent, but right now they're just trying to focus on the future. I think since he is talented, which the Knicks need, since they are currently rebuilding, he would be a good pick. He is also good on defense, which will help out the Knicks this year. I mean next year, sorry guys. And in the future to become a better defensive team. Since the Knicks have one of the lowest, one of the worst defensive ratings in the entire NBA, while being athletic and being also decent on the offensive end. But I think his main strength is defense. So for the Washington Wizards, with the number 9 overall pick, I think they're gonna this is Precious Achiuwa. I think that the Wizards could go either way, and if they wanted to, I think they could get a guard instead. However, I think they should trust that John Wall can come back, and even if he isn't as good as before, he still has experience, and Beal can take care of the guard position. And they have some talent at the forward position. However, for their center position, they have Thomas Bryant, who is developing, but is already looking like he is a key player for the Wizards' success. However, the Wizards still are the worst at, in terms of all of the positions that the Wizards have. The center position is still probably the worst for them. So I think center would be a perfect pick, since he can set hard screens, physical player, and he's a good complement to Thomas Bryant. If you guys also do want to see the Wizards' future, I will also link it in the comment section down below, in the description. So go check that out after this, both for the Wizards and for the Golden State Warriors. So for the Phoenix Suns, they have the number 10 overall pick. So Patrick Williams. If you saw the Phoenix Suns in the bubble, they were obviously a very good team since they didn't lose a single game. And honestly, if they keep that up, they could really be a top team, even though I don't know. Maybe that was just a bit of luck as well, but I don't know. They were just really good in the bubble at least. However, even though they have Kelly Oubre Jr., the forward position isn't really complete yet. If Patrick Williams develops, since he is a good defender and a good playmaker, he can really help out the team. He is also athletic and has a lot of potential. So that's my top 10 overall picks. So hopefully you guys did enjoy that video. If you did, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below if you want to see any video in particular, and subscribe for more content like this.